a lot of opioids, or the next thing they deal with is committing suicide. So anything I can try to do, I'm here to help. I'm going to pass it over to my brother Chris right here and let him speak a little bit about what we got going on.
Y'all give it up for Prince. Y'all give it up for him. We don't try to make it like all straight serious. We try to, be on joke time a lot too with y'all, but unfortunately our community is a lot of serious issues that we are dealing with. I pretty much, it's like a Batman Robin type of situation we have going on right now. Again, we are in this inner city DC area outside of Howard, PG County, Maryland, etc. basically. Not just what he does right there. I am chief of staff for 100 Fathers. A lot of stuff we do is like a boyhood to manhood program. We teach a lot of our young black and brown youth about what they come from and where they're trying to go. If you don't know where you came from, it's gonna be real hard to try to figure out your next step and your next future and stuff. So right now, again, with us not just being in a lot of the youth detention centers in this area, just to enlighten y'all just for a second, we do a lot with homeless youth right now. We do a lot with truant youth right now, basically, and stuff. I'm gonna let my brother Ambrose in a little while speak on, but I did bring some Narcan with me. The reason we're not only certified, but we're facilitators and also we're distributors of it, basically. And the reason I've gotten so involved in it, not only from myself and Prince that have lost several family members and friends due to this overdose pandemic, basically, but the DC area is second worst in the nation next to Philly right now. So a lot of people, like you said, they self-medicate. It's why some of them in the schools, your bathrooms are locked. It's a lot. It's the reason why a lot of kids aren't going to school. It's not just abandonment issues. We have a lot of things where, again, it's a lot of bullying issues going on. Kids are scared to go home. Kids are scared to walk to school, scared to get on the metro. It's unfortunate, but we just lost 2 young men. Later, we'll have a moment of silence. Less than 24 hours, we lost 2 young 14-year-old boys shot in their head just leaving school. That's the type of stuff we're dealing with in this area right now. So we try to keep it, as professional, mature, and stuff like that. But again, not only do I have a 14-year-old daughter, we're in from the middle schools all the way again to dealing with brothers that are coming home from 20 and 30 year sentences. Some of these same brothers, when we're not at these type of locations, we go to the park. We take them to the basketball games. One of the biggest things that my CEO talks about all the time is engaging with a lot of the youth. One of the biggest things is when I finally start talking, I want to listen to y'all. I already know, and I learned again from my daughter, that us always talking at y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all get enough information from social media, y'all get it from Google, y'all see it in real time and stuff. This is another one of my newest mentors, Brother Hayes here and stuff like that, because he has a lot of wisdom. And with that being said, that's one thing that I say and I preach a lot of now. All my mentors are not just older than me. I got a lot of mentors that are younger than me. They in college. They doing better in college than I did. They doing better in grade school than I did. We come here polished now. This comes from a whole lot of training, a whole lot of sessions. One that we now have learned in the last several months is CBT. It's called cognitive behavioral theory. And that means that you're thinking from the survival piece of your brain. So you're not always thinking rational. You're not always thinking with your emotions. You're always, once you go into a room, you start to, man, hold on, what's going on, man? There's too many people in here, man. I don't know why they got on blue, why they got on black, man? What's going on? So you're not even thinking just, I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna go shake her hand, and I'm gonna go over here and do this and that. You're not gonna mix and mingle because of the trauma you've already been dealt with, like he said, and all of the grief and everything and stuff. So a little later, I'll do a small, pretty much demonstration on how you use Narcan. One thing I respect about the state of Virginia that I've learned, again, from Brother Ambrose here, from educating me, and Dr. Chaplin, who was upstairs, I believe, Virginia allows you to keep Narcan on you when you're in the school. One of my good buddies is the fire department. He's revived a lot of kids in high school in the last few years. And when some of these young children woke up, they just said, don't tell my parents. You almost lost your life because you just happen to have a bad day. Maybe it was a lot of pressure you're going through social media. Some of us can't keep our hair cut. We can't keep on clean clothes. That's a lot of things we do outside of here when we're not teaching like programming. We're actually just trying to listen to a lot of youngsters. So we keep our social media, we keep our phone lines open basically, because it's not always in school when a lot of the depression and then a lot of the anxiety hits. It's a lot of kids going through social depression right now. They're going through social anxiety. They don't even want to go to school. It's not because they don't want to learn. It's because of all the other things that are going on in and out of school. And then and unfortunately, all children are not open and listening to children the way they need to, basically. Because of the food and because of a lot of other things going on, the hormones, y'all are a lot bigger than us now. It's a lot of hypersexualization and stuff. It's a lot of pressure for y'all to do a lot of things. Again, I've only learned all this stuff over the last 2 years because I listened to a lot of you all. This didn't come from TikTok. This didn't come from Google. A lot of these statistics you ain't gonna be able to find in your book right now, basically, or whatever. So a lot of, again, what I do is asking y'all what's going on, asking y'all what's up, what's good, what ain't happening, what you don't like about your school, you don't like about this and that and stuff, you know. I know, again, as a parent, I didn't listen enough to my daughter. She told me she was stressed out, and I told her, man, you good. Chill out. I go to work every day. I'm stressed out too. I don't want to hear none of that stuff. You know, figure it out. But I should have been listening more to her and stuff. So that's one of the biggest things that we really try to do after we go through our little presentation and say this and say that and stuff like that, is really trying to figure it out. And I do get that this is a big open setting right now. But usually what we do when we go to a lot of rec centers, when we go to a lot of the at-risk communities and stuff like that, we tell a lot of the youngins, a lot of the boys, write it on a piece of paper. When we get that back, we find out tutoring is big. We find out hygiene products for men and women is big. We find out that, you know, my mother is not a really good example for me right now and stuff. You know, I want money. I want money. Don't some of y'all want money? Don't y'all want your own money? Y'all own cash out? Yeah, y'all don't like me. Y'all gotta keep on waiting and asking mom to hit the movies and stuff, and we used to give y'all $10 and the $10 don't do nothing no more, right? You can't get Uber with $10. You can't do nothing. You can't get food with $10. So now y'all gotta ask for like $60, right? Yeah, and then me and mom, you know, we working, so we don't got it like that. And then if we do it this week, we can't do it next week. But then when y'all friends hit y'all up and then y'all wanna go there, again, it ain't no money and stuff. So some of the things we're doing, and it's not just our organization and not just 100 Fathers and stuff, or alongside of talking about a lot of the at-risk things and the kids that are doing it another way, we like to always congratulate a lot of the kids that are getting the good grades. A lot of the kids that do community service. We go out and we feed the homeless. Because again, that's when we found it was kids that was homeless. We didn't know it was kids that was homeless. Teachers didn't tell us that. We don't know every parent, we don't know every situation that's going on. But when we out there in the community, we say, man, you need this, they start taking out, man, let me get a whole case of water. We're like, man, so why you need a whole case of water? Yeah, I don't got no house, man. My mother kicked me out, man. I'm just out here, I'm outside. Whatever happened, happened. I'm gonna go sleep in that joint. I'm gonna steal that joint. That's a free car. Again, right? We know the lingos because we see this stuff. But again, these are the type of youngins that text us and stuff. So we try to keep a lot of things confidential, but we also try to get y'all the help and assistance and the resources that y'all need and stuff like that. You know, one thing we did just a week ago was we became sexual assault counselors. It's a lot of things going on in the school, and people are always scared to go to counselors or teachers. They think that they're gonna go to your parents and stuff of that nature, so you go to different trusted people. But reality is, we still go to the next level to try to get y'all the help and assistance that y'all need, because we don't know nothing until y'all open up and then y'all tell us. But we don't, again, try to push that on y'all and stuff, because at the end of the day, we wanna always stay consistent with y'all. We don't wanna tell y'all that we're gonna do something and not do it. We know that teachers need to be held accountable. Us as parents, us as mentors, us as life coaches, we got to be held accountable too at the end of the day. So if we say we're going to try to do something for you or help you, assist you, a lot of stuff that happens with these fatherless homes is it's the abandonment issues. So we always frustrated and we mad because everybody was telling us like, I got your back, I'm gonna help you. Yeah, just hit me up, don't worry about it, you straight. And then right when you hit us up, we like, man, nah, I don't got it. Nah, all that stuff gone and stuff like that. So, you know, I know I did too much rapping. I talk fast, but I did a little too much rapping and stuff. Any, go ahead.
Just to piggyback just a little bit what he said before you get ahead on that, but I know you hit on a lot of good points. You did great. And one of the key things that you did talk about, I forgot to talk about, was sexual assault. And let it be known, there's a lot of men inside this room. It's not just women that get sexually assaulted. And deal with a lot of domestic violence. Us as young men too deal with that as well. So I know we create that safe space. If you guys need to talk about that and feel that you need to talk about it, we'll let you know it's a safe space right here that you could confine and be with his brother Chris or any other person inside the room if you feel like you need to talk about that. And also too, create your own media, create your own story. Because at the end of the day, you guys create your own narrative at the end of the day. Because sometimes media can be our worst enemy. Malcolm X said it the best. It can make an innocent man look guilty or a guilty man look innocent. So again, we all know about the buttons control or delete. Control your thinking, alternate your thoughts, and delete anything that's negative around you. My name is Prince, and thank you guys for the opportunity.
How are y'all feeling? That don't sound like y'all feeling. How was the food? Are y'all feeling good or are y'all not feeling good? Y'all feeling good? Reverend Hayes did something that I thought was completely important. When he got some of you to come up and talk about the trauma that you felt because a friend of yours got shot or someone that you knew got killed. So my name is Ambrose Lane Jr. I attended this university right here. That was my building right across there. That's the School of Architecture and Planning. And I was also in student government at Howard. When I was in student government, we were responsible for making the university have African American studies as a mandatory course for all incoming freshmen. If you can believe this, Howard University did not have African American studies as a mandatory course. In other words, they didn't require freshmen to learn about their own history at a black university, the Mecca. And we forced them to do that because we got petitions signed from all the students. We walked into the boardroom of the Board of Trustees and we slammed all the petitions down while they were having lunch. And we said, look, the students want to learn about their black history. I say that because learning about your black history right now is under attack. Did y'all know that?
Yes.
So I want you all to do an exercise with me real quick. I want everybody in the room to just close your eyes. Take a minute. Close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I want you to breathe in slowly and then breathe out. Breathe in slowly and then breathe out. And as you are breathing, I want you to do two things. The first thing I want you to do as you are breathing is to think about what you as a young person need the most. What do you need the most? What do other young people that you know need the most? That's what I want you to think about. And when you find a conclusion as to the thing that's most important to you, that you think you need right now, and that you think your friends need right now, then I want you to grab yourself and tell yourself that I love me. Grab yourself, tell yourself that I love me. Tell yourself that you love yourself. And when you are finished, I want you to open your eyes when you are finished. So part of my work with Million Man Vote, we've gone around the city of Washington, D.C. at the rec centers, and we've had conversations with black men and boys. Million Man Vote is about registering black men to vote and then developing what we call a black man's agenda. Because black men do not have an agenda. So I want to ask you all a question based on what you all just did. What do you feel you need as a young person? Raise your hand if you know. Yes. Success. In the other hands, what do you need right now? What do you feel you need? Anyone have an answer for that? Yes.
God.
You need God. What else? Yes. Better what? A better understanding teacher. Anything else? Y'all don't know what y'all need. No one knows what they need. A better path to to have success. Okay. Anything else? Okay. In the back. Say it again and say it loud. How many people feel that they need money right now?
Raise your hand.
Raise it high. Is that the number one thing you need right now? Yeah, who says yes? How many people say yes, I need money right now? I can use money right now. Now, who does not feel that money is the number one thing they need right now? Who does not feel that way? Why? What? God is more important than money. You had your hand up? You don't need money right now. Yes. Go ahead. Okay. So for those that need money right now, raise your hand. Those that need a connection with God right now, raise your hand. So most of this room says that they either need money right now or that they need spiritual strength. I'll just call it spiritual strength. Is that good to call it that? Spiritual strength? Okay. Both of those things are important. In the conversations that we've been having around the city, the number one thing that young people have said that they need and that they want has been cash assistance, money in their hand. That's what they've said. Why am I bringing this issue up? Earlier, Reverend Hayes talked about violence and gun violence and homicide and murder. Did you all know that in Wilmington, Delaware, in Gainesville, Florida, in Stockton, California, there is a program, and it is a program for young people. It is called a cash assistance program. And the cash assistance program in those three areas have been known to reduce violence and homicide. Why is that? Because those that commit violence and homicide, generally speaking, if you're a young person, are the ones that are the most angry, the ones that do not have a spiritual connection, and also are in need, generally living within poverty. And it has been shown to reduce violence just because they had some cash in their hand. It has been shown, and when they have cash in their hand, they don't just go out and get some new sneakers. They usually help their mothers or their family. They take better care of themselves. So they're more in tune with better health for themselves just by having a little bit of cash in their hand. So one of the things that has happened right here in the District of Columbia, where we have high rates of homicide, high rates of drug, fentanyl. Y'all heard about fentanyl? Yeah. High rates of fentanyl, opioid use, is that the city missed an opportunity to put cash in the hands of young people.
Come on, man.
Which would have allowed them to live a better life. Allow them to take care of themselves, sometimes their little brother, their little sister, or their family, or their mother. So these are the things that we have found in our discussions. And I say that to you because we believe that it is important for young people to have a little bit of cash in their hand. It's important for their own posterity, their own pride. Everyone, if you have a job, you feel good about yourself, don't you, when you have a job? Because you can put your money in your own pocket, you can buy what you want. When you have a job, you feel good about yourself. But when you don't have a job, it's always good to have some money in your hand, in your pocket. Take care of yourself. So that's part of the work that we do. And the reason that I brought that up is because you all are becoming advocates. Is that right? Is that what they're teaching you? How to speak up for yourself? How to advocate for yourself? How to advocate for other young people? Are y'all being taught that? You're not being taught that?
You should.
So we teach that.
That's right.
We have our young people testifying at the council. We have our young people going to meetings and speaking up. Do you all go to community meetings and speak up for yourselves? Do the meetings you go to allow youth voice? You do? They do? If they don't allow youth voice, are you demanding that you be heard?
No.
So how are they going to hear you? How are they going to take into account what your issues are?
Come on.
How are they going to begin to listen to what you need? If you don't speak up at community meetings, it don't matter whether or not it's a room full of white racists. It don't matter whether or not it's a room full of black people. If they can't hear you, they won't be listening to you. And it's this right here, this whole gathering, is about your voice. It's about you speaking up for yourselves. And you can't be afraid to do that. So I'm going to ask the question again. If you had 3 things that you had to list that are your needs. We've already discussed one. One is some cash in your hand. We've already discussed a second, which is a closer relationship or spiritual strength with God. What is the third need that young people have? Yes. A better education. Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
A better education. So how are you going to get a better education?
Come on.
How?
Right behind you, right behind you, back here.
Come on. How are you going to get a better education?
Speak up loud.
Pay attention and taking notes. Dedicating yourself to the lesson. Take your time to study and not to play.
Right behind
These youngins,
Right behind you, right behind you.
yes. Studying for all your quizzes. These young, they're younger than y'all. They're younger than y'all. They got more answers than over here.
Come on, man.
How is it that, I got your hand. How is it that these younger people saying more than the older people? Yes. Say it again.
We gotta better the system. It's not really formed for us to get that education we need to come to a school like this. It's more as they need a paycheck and they give us.
Oh, let me tell you. Stand up, say that loud. Stand up, say that loud.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead, bring it.
Yeah.
We gotta.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, please.
Come on. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Go ahead and talk.
No, I'm good. Come on. Speak on.
We gotta better the system. It's not really made for us to come to a place like this. It's more as a place for us to sit for 7 hours, listen to somebody talk for 15 minutes. They give us an assignment, and then they sit down.
Give her a hand, y'all. In other words, the system ain't really made for you, right? But how you gonna change it?
You gotta work hard. You gotta do it.
Well, I'm listening. Tell them what's wrong with us. You had something to say. Go ahead and say it.
You said demand it.
Demand it? What else?
There's a brother back in the back.
Protest.
Brother back in the back raised his hand.
Who raised their hand?
Back here, was one of you guys? Come on, young man. Put your glasses on. Did you raise your hand?
Boy, young man.
Okay. The reason that I am bringing this up is because in truth, the truth of the matter is that, hey, let me get your attention. The truth of the matter is that brothers like me, you heard brother Waris Majid earlier who talked about the 4 pieces. that you all now know, from Brother Hayes, Ms. Tyrone Parker right here, Brother Prince, Brother Chris. Our role, to be honest with you, is to continue to fight for you while at the same time preparing to pass the torch to you.
That's right. That's right.
That's our role.
That's right.
Okay? So the question is, are we doing enough to prepare you to take on the mantle of leadership after we sit down? Do you feel that your community leaders are preparing you to take on the leadership of your own community? That's a yes or no question. Who says yes?
But it hasn't been inspired.
How many hands say no?
Inspired.
So, we've got people in this room that feel as though they're not being, what about this table right here? Do y'all feel as though you're being prepared to take on leadership in the future?
From this discussion right now,
In general, how you live, when you go back home, are you learning how to assume leadership and take leadership for your own issues? Because you just raised a real important issue that the school system ain't really built the way that it should be, which to me is a reason for you to speak up. It's a reason for you to advocate. It's a reason for you to go to a community meeting and say, the schools aren't what we need them to be. Y'all feel me? You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying don't be silent.
Be quiet.
I'm saying speak up. I'm saying empower yourselves.
That's right.
No one else is going to give you that authority. Let me tell you that right now. No one else will give you that authority. No one else is going to give you that power. You have to take that power. Every generation has to assume its power. And if you assumed your power, you would make a better world. Now I'm going to ask you, how many people are 17 or younger in this room? How many people are 17 or younger? When you turn 18, how many of you are going to vote?
or 18.
Now, you hold your hand high if you're going to vote when you turn 18. Hold your hand high if you're going to vote when you're 18. When you turn 18, how many of you will not vote?
Raise your hand.
Why? You don't do politics. Wait, hold on. Do you have to, wait a minute, do you have to do politics in order to vote? No. Do you understand what they're saying? No. Okay. Someone explain.
You're not explaining?
Yes, ma'am. Loudly. You gotta make it loud.
That one vote that you have might make a difference between how the world continues to go. Like, if they put Trump back in president, we might go into a war, honestly. If we keep Biden, he deformed, well, he don't, he tries to make the world a better place. Other people try to bring it down.
You still got to study it.
You gotta say it loud so everybody can hear
You
you.
still got to study it. Study studying their behaviors, what they gonna do.
Why aren't you paying attention?
You was just already
Come on up. Come on up. Young man, come on up. You good? Come on. How old are you, man?
14.
You are a tall 14, brother. I ain't gonna lie. He like my middle son. You about 6'3" and a half, 6'4".
He'll change his mind.
My middle son was 6'4" when he was 14 years old too. So all right. So wait a minute. Hold on. She had something to say. I'm gonna let her talk. And I think you had your hand up. Okay, go ahead.
He's 14.
Yeah, just to piggyback on what she said, like, but not even in some persuasion type of thing. We're not trying to persuade you to do it, but you do have morals. You do know what's right from wrong, and a lot of people have that same mentality. Oh, if I don't want to get into politics. Oh, I don't need to vote. What is one vote going to do? But a lot of people have that same mentality. That a lot adds up. So you see, even if you don't know and you don't really want to get into politics, like just know you know what's right from wrong. Make your vote.
All right. You had something to say? Go ahead. Say it loud.
You know something over there.
Say it loud.
Everything that happens in your life, like, it's affected by politics.
Everything.
Like, even money, you're trying to, well, let me get my money up. Like, the minimum wage is affected by how we vote. So, like, if you're like, oh, the minimum wage in Virginia right now is $12 per hour, but the federal minimum wage is 15, and because people voted on a bill, it's gonna be raised to 15 by like 2027. So people voted on that, and like even you don't even have to think about politics in such a large scale of like pregnancy stuff like that. Think about like community politics, our school board, and like we had to vote for that. We voted for people who are on our school board, voted for the mayor, voted for like what affects our city and our county and our state. So I'm like,
All right, hold up. Everybody, I need your attention. Stay here, my brother, stay here. Everybody, I want y'all to listen to this very carefully. I'm gonna ask,
14.
my brother, what's your name?
Keegan.
Keegan, I'm gonna ask you a question.
14.
Do you believe that black people should have the ability to learn their own history in school?
Yeah.
If your school board voted to take away the books that you read about black history, do you think that that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Bad thing.
So, if you had the ability to vote for a school board member
Good example.
and they said, I'm gonna take away all the black books, would you vote for that person?
I'm not voting, period.
Right. So, So this, I need everyone to understand. Don't be upset with him.
Right.
Okay? I need you all to understand what we are facing.
That's right.
In Florida, Arkansas, Texas,
That's right.
and other states that are putting these laws on the books,
That's right.
they are taking away the right for us to learn our own history in school. It's not simply governors that are doing it. It's not simply city administrators that are doing it. It is something as simple as a school board. So if you don't vote, your rights will be taken away from you. If you don't stand up for yourselves as young people,
That's right.
your rights will be taken away from you. So I just wanted to share with you, I know you're not into politics, and everybody ain't got to be into politics.
14.
But the reason you vote is because, number one, it's your power. It's yours. If you give away your power, you're giving it to somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? It's your right. It doesn't matter if you don't give away. You have the right now to walk into any restaurant in America and sit down and get a meal. That's a right that you have.
One time you didn't have.
If you walked into a restaurant right now and they didn't serve you, you have the right to sue them for discrimination. So I'm impressing upon you, don't give up your right. There might not be people you want to vote for. I understand that. Everybody in this room understands it. There's a whole lot of folk that we voted in that we shouldn't have voted in, including black folk. But don't give away your power. Voting is your power. It is your right. So I would impress upon you to vote even if you're not into politics. You don't have to be into politics in order to exercise your right. Don't give away your right.
If I have a right to vote, I also have a right to not vote.
That is correct. That is correct. And hold on. It's purely your choice. It's purely your choice. But just understand that by not engaging or not exercising your right, there are consequences for that. That's all I wanted to share with you.
That's right. You can't complain if you don't
Thank you.
vote.
We gotta get caught.